Week in review, January 30th, 2023. It's been a few weeks since I did one of these. I've been traveling a lot. I'll talk about that throughout this video. But in the last one, I did talk about a teammate who recently passed away. I went to his memorial, and what I did not talk about in that week in review, I didn't talk about how he did it, because at the time I didn't know if it was very public or how they were covering that. But he took his own life, and so about a month before he took his life, a few days before Christmas, and a month before that, he recently was put in charge of SEAL Team 1 as the commanding officer. So when we were together in the late 90s, early 2000s, he was an enlisted guy. He ended up going to Bobby Ramirez. He ended up going to Seaman to Admiral program and became an officer, and then climbed through the ranks eventually to become the commanding officer of SEAL Team 1, which is super cool, former enlisted guy getting to that position. So went to the memorial. It was pretty sad. It was on the new, it was at the SEAL Team 1 compound. The new SEAL base in San Diego and Coronado is pretty large and impressive. But anyways, back to the memorial. Really sad event. Really sad that this whole thing happened. He had 4 children. He had a daughter and 3 boys, all the way up to one was a junior in college, another's a freshman in college, junior in high school, and then I think his daughter's a freshman in high school. So that wasn't easy. That wasn't fun. It was been to a handful of those now for a variety of reasons. It's a problem I wish there was a easier answer to, or easier solution to make a difference and solve and stop this stuff from happening. But it is what exists in our community, maybe a little too much, but also in society at large. So it's not just a problem that SEALs have to deal with, the military in general, and even larger than that. What it all does, I talked to Sarah Wilkinson when I was there, and I did mention how I really do want to get personally more involved with efforts like hers and use the position I have, the platform I have, to help amplify awareness and help let people know that there's help out there and there's people you can talk to. So I don't know what I want to do there yet. I don't know how I'm going to help, but I definitely want to lean into that space a little more. And it's interesting, as I've grown, as time has passed since I've been out of the Navy in that community, I do feel like I am coming back close to that community and want to help and support where I can. I did see, while I was there, I saw Jocko. At first I actually didn't recognize him because he was in uniform. What I didn't realize is if you retire from the Navy, which I did not, he did, you can go to those, you can go to a funeral like that in uniform. And so I did a double take, and I actually asked someone, I'm like, is that Jocko? And they said, yeah, because I didn't expect to see him there in his uniform because I know he's out. So I walked up to him and we chatted for a bit, had a good conversation with him. Haven't talked to him in a few years, so it was good to catch up. On that note, I had mentioned Goggins in the last week in review I did, and I put in the title that I mentioned that I talked about Goggins. So I'm going to put Goggins and Jocko, that I talked about them both in this video for this reason. And someone said I did it for clickbait. I didn't do it for clickbait. I did it because it's a subject I talked about in this video. And things I talk about in these videos, I will put in the title. And in both of their cases, I know them both, and I have a relationship with them. I haven't talked to Goggins in years, but I do. I know the guy, so it's not. And I was telling a story about him and how people were thinking that I was attacking Goggins, which I was not. So me mentioning someone I know and an interaction I've had with them, or me mentioning a story about me being accused of trying to capitalize off of, or people mistaking my identity for attacking Goggins, that's not clickbait. That's just a statement of fact in terms of what I'm talking about in my video. Anyways, so had a good conversation with Jocko. Saw a lot of guys I haven't seen in a long time. I actually went into CrossFit Coronado that morning for a workout, and I ran into my best friend when I was in the Navy, when I was on the East Coast, when I was at Team 4, and we haven't seen each other in a very long time. So that was cool. I had no idea he's really into CrossFit now, and we happened to both drop in for the same, I think it was the 6 a.m. class that morning. Something someone asked me, I think in the comments, I'm going to cover this point real quick. How the doctors on the affiliate map, because you can go to map.crossfit.com, you can find affiliates, you can find courses, level 1s, level 2s, etc. And you can also find doctors in your area. Someone asked me how they're vetted. So those doctors on that list, they have all been through an MD L1. So that's how they're vetted. They're vetted by showing interest and commitment to CrossFit and at least having been to a MDL1. This weekend, actually, here at the ranch in a few days, there's going to be a MDL2. So there's going to be a level 2 for doctors at the ranch. We haven't done a course here in a very long time, so that's going to be cool. So the last 2 weeks, I've been really busy. Besides that was about 3 weeks ago. I've been really busy going back and forth to Savannah, Georgia, and Fort Bragg in North Carolina. We have this new engagement with the Army we're doing. We're working with a company called Striveworks and Apex Path, and we are working with them to conduct 144 level 1s for the Army. I'm sorry, not level 1s. I said that wrong. 144 one-day courses for the Army. So we created this through this initiative and effort. Ben Allen of Apex Path and Eric Ross of Striveworks approached me months back and said, hey, here's what we want to do. We want to empower the soldiers with the knowledge to how to properly move and how to keep themselves and their teammates accountable in movement and in exercise. So we want to introduce them to the movement methodology through a one-day course. So we scrambled, we worked quickly, created a one-day course, and last week was the first 3 of these courses for this initiative. So Tuesday was our first one ever, and it's crazy after all these years, been working for CrossFit since 06, 07, we've never done a one-day course like this. And I'm really happy and proud of the team for pulling together this one-day course and watching it in application for 3 days. We did one on Tuesday last week, we did one on Wednesday of last week, and we did one on Thursday of last week. And each day, I was out there, Chuck was out there, Todd, Joe Alexander, and Kelly Jackson. Great staff. Each day we tweaked it and did a different version. And by the end of the week, we have what we believe is a great one-day course that can be given to any community. That could be we can teach or we can expose to any community out there. So if there's any institutions or any group of people who are interested in basically an intro to CrossFit, a one-day intro to CrossFit, hit me up, dave@crossfit.com, and we'll try to get them out and scale this thing. I'm really confident in what we have. Day one, and these are all soldiers who have very little to no exposure to CrossFit as a training methodology. So on day one, there's supposed to be 50 people per course. On day one, they had 80 people. We had 80 people. And in the beginning, it was 80 basically voluntolds. I mean, amongst that, there's 4 or 5, maybe even more, people who have CrossFitted. So there's some who understand what we're doing. The rest don't. Started off very stiff and as you'd imagine, soldiers being told to be here, kind of rigid. And by lunch, they were already really engaged and having a great time. And by the end of the day, the transformation in them and the engagement level and how much they were getting out of it, it was really cool to watch. And 100% of that has to do with our great coaches who delivered the material and the effectiveness of what they were learning. They were all throughout all 3 days, very teachable and very they moved pretty well, surprisingly. So over 150 people went through the last 3 days. They moved very well. So this was done in Fort Stewart, Georgia at 3rd Infantry Division. The person who's in charge of this and kind of worked together with us to make this happen is General Donahue. He's a 3-star in charge of 18th Airborne Corps. So there's 18th Airborne Corps, 3rd Infantry Division, 82nd Airborne, 101st, and 10th Mountain, and then there's a bunch of other divisions that support all of that. And right now with this project, General Donahue wants us to tackle 18th Airborne Corps. So today we have 3-4 trainers flying out there or driving, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be the next 3 one-day courses where they send 3rd ID sends more soldiers to, and basically every week at this rate for the rest of the year we're doing these at Fort Stewart, and very excited about the potential to expose this many people to CrossFit and give them the tools and power to change their lives and the soldiers that they work with. Super proud of the team, super excited about how we pulled this together, and those guys at the training team, they rallied hard because this came together in like a couple months ago. The contract was signed, I think, right around Thanksgiving, and then December I was making multiple trips out there. January I've made multiple trips. Now that we have it rolling and flowing, I don't think I won't go out for the next few weeks. I'll probably try to get out there again 5 or 6 weeks and check it on the course. But the team who has it and the team who's executing on it, they're doing a great job. So that's had me very busy for the past 2 weeks, traveling back and forth to the East Coast. Haven't been shooting a lot because of that. Normally when I'm here, I go up, I'm at the ranch and I train a lot, but I haven't been shooting a lot because of that. But it's for a good cause. This weekend we also had an affiliate gathering for West Coast affiliates on Saturday at CrossFit Pleasanton. Really cool setup, nice event. The CrossFit team did a great job putting that on. Don Fall gave a talk on his vision for CrossFit for the future and had a little Q&A afterwards. From there, I then left and went to across the bay. Actually, just drew a blank on the name of the affiliate, but I went to an affiliate in San Carlos where we had a level 1. And so Wes Piet, Pat Barber, and Megan, they were the trainers, and that was cool seeing them, checking on them, watched a little bit of Pat's lecture, saw a few HQ staff were also in that course, so hung out for about 15-20 minutes, and then from there went to lunch with Greg and Sevon. So actually, I was going to say I haven't saw Greg in a while, but I had lunch with him at the same place about 2 weeks ago. So he has a favorite Mexican restaurant in Watsonville that he will eat every meal at when he's in town. It seems like every meal. So Greg is a creature of habit when it comes to his food choices, or when he finds a place he really likes, he hits it over and over and over. So went to Cilantro's with Greg and Sevon, where I've probably been with Greg and Sevon at Cilantro's 50 to 75 times over the course of the years. So that was fun, good seeing them. They had just come back from, I think, Tahoe. Yesterday, I shot in a shooting competition that I really wasn't prepared for myself or my gear, and it didn't go well. Had a good time with seeing the guys and hanging out with the community of shooters who do these matches. Really met a lot of people in this area who shoot long range rifle and enjoy the time I spend with them shooting. So this week I am not traveling back east. Happy about that. And for now, have some other trips coming up in the next few weeks, but hopefully I can get back on this schedule of doing these week in reviews on Monday. So if you have any questions or have anything you want me to talk about, hit it up in the comments and I will try to address it next time. Oh yeah, Street Parking sent me this sweatshirt. It's pretty cool. Nice light blue, and they make cool apparel. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.